Ahmedabad Jama Masjid Imam has now made a sexist remark ahead of elections tomorrow there in the state of Gujarat. He says, and I quote, "If women become MLAs, we would not be able to keep the hijab tradition. This would be against Islam if women decided to go out in the public," which is why he's calling for all political parties to not field women candidates. Listen to what he had to say.
देखिए, इस्लाम की बात अगर आपने लाई है तो मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं। अभी आपने देखा नमाज पढ़ रहे हैं, एक भी औरत नजर आई? और इस्लाम में सबसे ज्यादा अहमियत जो है नमाज को। तो अगर औरतों का इस तरह से लोगों के सामने आना इस्लाम में जायज होता तो उनको मस्जिद से नहीं रोका जाता। मस्जिद से रोक दिया गया क्यों? औरत का इस्लाम में एक मकाम है, समझ गए आप? तो इसलिए जो कोई भी औरतों को जो है टिकट देते हैं वो इस्लाम के खिलाफ जो है बगावत करते हैं, समझ गया आप? इस्लाम के खिलाफ उनका ये अमल है। आपको मर्द नहीं है कि आप औरतों को ला रहे हैं, इससे हमारा मजहब कमजोर होगा।
Siddhant, my colleague, now joins us for more on this. Siddhant, it's quite appalling the kind of comment that has come to the fore here. We are in the 21st century, speak of women empowerment, and here is a man from the community who comes out and says that aren't there enough men to be fielded in the political space? Why do you need women?
Well, I don't know, Poonam, that whether Election Commission can take any action against this Shahi Imam. But if you remember, Poonam, almost 15 days back, we were doing bulletin on similar issue from Delhi's Jama Masjid, and once again, on similar lines, this bizarre, nonsensical statement has been made by Shahi Imam of Ahmedabad, and this is one day before the election. Surprisingly, he is questioning the participation of women in politics, and he's scared that if women will enter politics, then they will demand their rights. They will ask for rights to enter mosque. They will not wear hijab. So this gentleman who calls himself Shahi Imam, the boss of one religion, self-proclaimed boss of one religion, is preaching to people that don't promote women participation in elections. And this is right before the voting in Ahmedabad and nearby districts. Nothing but a bizarre and a nonsense statement by a Shahi Imam, and I believe that the progressive Muslims are also going to react strongly to this statement of Shahi Imam. If you remember, Poonam, last time around, when Jama Masjid, Delhi's Jama Masjid, this board was placed outside the masjid that unmarried girls are not allowed. After the intervention of LG, that board was withdrawn and that order was taken back. This time around, again, it is going to be criticized. This very statement, it is going to be
Absolutely. And stay on with me because activist Brinda Adige now joins me on the phone line. So, ma'am, thank you so much for speaking with us here. It's quite appalling, these kind of comments coming to the fore from members of the community there.
You're absolutely right. Appalling, outrageous, repressive comments coming from the Shahi Imam of the Jamia Masjid in Ahmedabad. What does he think of himself? How does he decide that he will have these kind of repressive, patriarchal, sexist interpretation of the Quran to subjugate women further, to oppress women further? And then he says that, are there no men in the country? No, the men are also here with us women. And women have the right because it has been guaranteed by our constitution. And this constitution is supreme. So this Imam, who seems to be pretty patriarchal, must understand that he must not use religion and his petty interpretations of the Quran to subjugate women, Muslim women, or any other women for that matter. Muslim women are here to not only handle the parliament, but the panchayat, the municipality, and who knows, at some point of time, even the mosques.
Absolutely. And there are multi-layered concerns with the kind of comment that has come to the fore, Brinda Adige, isn't it? Because it's not just about women parliamentarians or women in the public space as far as politicians are concerned. He also goes on to say that if they are in the public space, then they won't be able to wear the hijab, and that's really against Islam. So there's another attempt to try and put the woman behind the hijab, behind the burqa, and we see those sort of attempts come to the fore multiple times in the recent past as well.
You're absolutely right. And we just don't realize, or he does not understand, what is happening in the theocratic state of Iran just now. That regime has realized that people's power, women's choice, and it is not just women, it's also men standing alongside women and saying that it is the choice of the woman not to wear the hijab. And the regime has now come forward to say, okay, the women need not wear. So what is he sitting here and talking like that? Does he not understand that the freedom to express does not mean that he uses and abuses his power as an imam to put down women, to suppress women? We want more and more women, more and more men to stand alongside to say that this imam is wrong and he is interpreting the Quran and Islam wrongly.
Absolutely. We hope someone from the community also comes out and says that, and there is a clarification that comes to the fore from this particular imam. Brinda Adige, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18.